And I wake up with a nice toned, lean, no bloated tummy without being in a calorie deficit. This is going to keep me full for hours. And I was spending hours in the gym, but it turned out I just need to fuel around my training slightly differently. How was that good for you? Had no motivation, had terrible IBS, and this was because I was eating. Hello, welcome to the most highly requested video I've ever had. I've literally never had so many people respond to a poll on my Instagram story before, so this is going to be a week of eats. I'm going to be showing you what I eat in a week, why I eat it, and how that serves my goals. I used to wake up every day feeling puffy, bloated, I felt sluggish all day. I would have a 4 p.m. crash. Like when I was at uni, I'd sleep in and then want a nap again at like 3 or 4 p.m. It was religious. For so many years I had a nap at that 3-4 p.m. coming home from school, had a nap. Even working corporate, I would literally get to the end of the day absolutely exhausted, and we'd always have like that 3 p.m. crash. Never knew what was causing it till I fixed my gut issues and realized that basically a lot of the stuff I was consuming was causing micro inflammations throughout the day. So I'm going to be explaining why I eat this way, and to give you a little bit of background, I'll give you my goals that I'm working on. Key one is gut health, rebuilding my gut health, making it as strong and stable as possible. Another one is feeling toned and lean. Like I get my confidence, a lot of my confidence from feeling my best. So if I'm feeling my best, looking my best, then I like to, fuel in a way around that. And also to make the most out of my training, because I was in the gym for probably about 3 years with literally no results. In fact, I ended up even more puffy, even more bloated, and genuinely looked like skinny fat. It was awful. And I was spending hours in the gym, but it turned out I just need to fuel around my training slightly differently in a way that works for me better. So that is a core goal that I always work on, to make sure that I'm fueling around my training to get the most out of my sessions. And also I want to feel energized all day. I have a busy life and I want to feel energized. I don't want to feel sluggish, which means I eat in a way that has nutrient density, whole foods, and meals that keep my blood sugar stable. So as I go through this, I make it as easy as possible for myself. So I ingredient prep at the start of the week, meaning I buy like pre-grated carrot or pre-shredded lettuce, and then I cook my chicken at like every 3 to 4 days. I cook my meats, apart from like steak and stuff, which I'll obviously cook fresh. But I basically make it as easy as possible, and I don't have like a lot of time later in the day to think about what I'm having for dinner and get the ingredients and then cook like a million ingredient dinner. It's just not happening for me. So at the start of the week, I'll pretty much have a rough idea about what I'm gonna have, get some ingredients. I love to have a little bit of variety. I will have the same lunches a couple of days in a row, similar sort of dinners throughout the week, just changing up the sauces and things like that to make it easy as possible for myself. So the way that I used to eat years ago was causing micro-inflammation. You can literally see it in my body. I'll get some pictures and put them in. I was puffy, as I already explained, I was puffy, bloated, sluggish, low energy, and I just didn't look well or feel energized. And my mental health was awful, because it's completely connected to your gut. It's something like 90% of like serotonin is produced or absorbed in your gut, which is absolutely wild. So yeah, mental health was down the drain. I looked shit, acted shit, had no motivation, had terrible IBS. And this was because I was eating whatever was convenient. I had no knowledge, no nutrition knowledge. I hadn't done any of my courses. I hadn't even looked into it. I didn't even think it could be a big factor into how I was feeling. I just thought I was genetically wired to be that way. But it turns out I was just having a lot of ultra processed food, or just processed food, low fibre, not enough protein, inconsistent meal timing. So this was causing like micro inflammation and tiny little stresses on your body, in your gut, which led to those cravings, the bloating and stuff. And now I'm not saying if you have things that are processed or slightly processed as like 10, 20, 30% of your diet that is gonna make a massive difference. You will still be fine, even if 80% of your diet is processed. You'll still be fine. I love to eat in a way that makes me feel energized. And now I know how good I feel when I eat this way. And I wake up with a nice toned, lean, no bloated tummy without being in a calorie deficit. And I can go do all of these things. I can go do my 3 a.m. wake ups, I can do my productive days and stay energized all day, and I would never ever go back to the way that I was eating beforehand, because I would never be able to do that. So come along with me this week to see what I eat. In a week, I am going to show you my favorite dessert at the moment. It's 2 ingredients whole foods dessert really satisfies your chocolate cravings and your sweet tooth at the same time, but it's packed full of nutrients, helps stabilize your blood sugar because it's got dates in it, which is higher in fibre, and you basically pair it with a fats, which is the dark chocolate, and basically just slows down the sugar release in your system. So it's not just empty calories, and it really gets that chocolate craving. It also helps with sleep quality, although dark chocolate does have caffeine in it. However, I have had chocolate before bed before and I was actually fine. So pick your battles, pick and choose in there. So this is the dark chocolate I have. It's organic. It's super high in polyphenols. Most dark chocolates are super high in polyphenols, which are basically antioxidants, anti-inflammatories. Super high in magnesium. Magnesium is really important for muscle function, nerve function, and just your body in general. So it's quite nutrient dense. So this is the one. And then the next thing is medjool dates. So these medjool dates are just from the fruit and veg shop. Now, dates are obviously high in sugar, but if you think about it compared to a normal dessert, dates have fibre in it, so it slows the release of sugar. And then obviously we pair it with fats as well, which also slows the release of sugar as well. So I'm not too concerned about it. And everyone needs a sweet treat at some point in their life, you know? Well, I need a sweet treat daily because I enjoy them. First job is, you have your dates, you need baking paper, pop it on your thing. And then what you want to do is just pick your dates, okay? So the medjool dates, spread them out like that. If your dates aren't as soft as my dates, you can just whack it with a rolling pin. So basically you roll the dates quite thin like this and squish them all down. They literally look like squished cockroaches right now. So grab your chocolate. And then you microwave that. I feel like there's nothing more touch and go than chocolate in the microwave. I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally set it on fire because you have to bring it out a little bit before it's ready, so it's a little bit lumpy, but I'm just mixing it in. Now you're literally just gonna pour it over and top it with some flaky sea salt. This is essential. It will taste rubbish without it, okay? So that's essential. I'm gonna pour it over, flaky sea salt, put it in the fridge for, you can literally leave it in for 10 minutes, okay? When I store it for the whole week, I'll just leave it in the fridge. Oh my God, the crunch. Very so good. How is that good for you? When you put the chocolate in the fridge and it hardens again, well, the texture is so good. Just bear in mind, because it is whole foods and because it is nutrient dense and because of all of that, it is good for you, and the body does absorb the calories in a slightly different way depending on the nutrient profile. However, if you're in a calorie deficit, it's still calories at the end of the day, and if you consume too much of anything, it's going to make you fat. So be mindful, but enjoy. Wow. If you try it, let me know in the comments and let me know what you think as well. Sensational. So we are starting off strong making my second breakfast, which is egg white oats. Now, I know a lot of you are going to have gone, egg whites, and I get it, but if you're a gym girly, you know egg whites have so much protein in, add super high volume, and I know a way to make them where it makes your oats super creamy. So, obviously oats. I go for the steel cut organic oats by Macro. I love my cereal, but now I'll only ever have my cereal as my first breakfast because I've noticed it doesn't keep me as full as oats, and I do not want to get to mid-morning and be absolutely starving. So the oats are in there. I add a little bit of water and then I microwave for like a minute. Now my oats are cooked, I add in egg whites. Now they say frozen, but I actually just defrost them. And the secret here is you need to mix it, like really, really mix it, okay? And then you put it back in the microwave for like 30 seconds, but no longer. So this is the oats post egg whites. It literally just looks like oats. And then I always have frozen berries, and I got asked why I have frozen berries and not just fresh. The answer is A, they're more nutrient dense because they are frozen closer to the time that they're picked. And B, I eat like 1 to 2 kilos of berries a week, and I cannot afford all of the fresh berries. Now with my oats, sometimes I'll just put them on top and leave them frozen or let them defrost, or I'll mix them in when I put it in the microwave, or I'll microwave them separately and put them on top, and oh my goodness, it makes like a jam and it tastes like a raspberry cheesecake. It's absolutely unreal. Now, because I'm going for a raspberry cheesecake, I've got this vanilla flavored protein powder from EHP, as always. Also, you need to do the protein powder after you've microwaved everything. Do not microwave the protein powder, otherwise it'll go disgusting. I promise you that. Anyways, I microwave my berries, so it's like a jam. Just can't stop eating it, it's so nice. I love raspberries because they're really high in fibre compared to most berries. This is gonna keep me full for hours. So yum. Now, I am not a snacker whatsoever, but I'm gonna make a snack because I am also listening to my body, and my body is hungry right now, and I think it's because I'm due on my period this week, so I'm sitting in that late luteal phase, so I just want to give it that extra bit of energy, and also I don't like being starving. But the key reason that I don't snack is because there's two reasons really. Because a goal of mine right now is gut repair, and your gut can only go into that repair mode after not eating for like 3 hours or so. Now, that's not to say go fast. I don't believe in fasting, especially for women, for most points in your cycle. But if you're constantly putting food in your mouth all day, your gut's always switched on. It's always in reactive mode, where it's literally like almost firefighting per se, all of the food that's coming in. It's just reacting, whereas it actually needs some periods of time with no food in it so it can go into repair and rest and digest mode. Now, that's not to say that I don't snack ever. I do snack sometimes. I have a pre-workout snack, which I actually class as my first breakfast, and then I'll go to the gym or walk or whatever, and then I'll have my second breakfast, and then I will wait a few hours between my breakfast and my lunch, and then my biggest gap is usually between my lunch and my dinner, and then I'll have a dinner, dessert, and then overnight obviously is when your gut can do the most repair. And then the next reason I don't snack usually, or just graze throughout the day, is because every time you eat, your blood sugar rises, which is fine, that's not a problem, but more spikes means more insulin release, and the more frequency it happens has been linked to inflammation and poorer metabolic flexibility, which basically just means that you're probably going to have more and more cravings because your body never returns to a stable baseline. So that being said, I'm going to have a snack anyways, but I'm being smart about the snack. So I've got this bread that I'm absolutely obsessed with. It's basically a sprouted rye bread, no additives, source of protein, super high in fibre. So this is a carb, and I'm pairing it with protein and fibre to help it digest a little bit slower. But yeah, so I'm gonna actually pop that in the air fryer, toast it, and then I'm gonna top it with my bone broth. If you've been watching this, you're probably sick of me repeating it. Bone broth is great for your gut. It helps nutrient absorption, it helps repair your gut lining. The reason that I'm actually using it on top of my toast is because it gives you this umami flavor. And if you haven't come across like flavor profiles before, it's basically about like hitting all those different flavor profiles and how that can actually make you feel more satisfied and reduce cravings. So having this in there for me is gonna help me feel satisfied after the meal. And then I'm gonna top it with cottage cheese. I can't speak. And then I'm going to top it with cottage cheese. It's not like an all natural or no additives one, but I love this one and I've tried so many. And I'm going to add sprouts, of course. This is my snack. It's super satisfying. It's got loads of texture going on. It's got crunchy bits on top from the sprouts. It's got protein from the cottage cheese. and also the organic rye bread. And then I've got the bone broth on there as well, adding a little bit of saltiness and flavour. And then these are the sprouts that I put on top for antioxidants, crunch, texture, and also just basically they're super high in polyphenols, so help your body eliminate any free radicals going on, which are good for you. So I'm gonna enjoy this now. I have literally just received the best parcel. I know exactly what this is. I have been waiting for this all week, so I'm excited to open it. This is a dream, by the way. This is a dream. I buy those little cookie dough health lab balls every single week in my food shop, and I always air fry them because it makes them go so nice. And look what they've just sent me. I actually cannot believe my eyes. Oh my goodness. Pistachio. Oh my god. They're blue vanilla, and from what I remember, they've actually got blue spirulina in it, which is basically a super potent antioxidant. So it's not an unnatural blue. So this is my sweet treats sorted for the week. Pistachio and custard. Yum! I wonder if I can air fry them too. Oh my god, these are like rogue ones. They haven't even got what they are on them. But these are gonna be my snacks of the week. Starting with these ones. 5 grams of protein. Are you kidding? We've just tried the pistachio and chocolate one. And to say the ingredients are all natural, like no additives, higher in fibre, high in protein, and it's got pistachio in there. Like, you know that
Delish.
pistachio patty? We just tried one, it's absolutely unreal.
So flipping good.
Guys, I got an apple oxy shred. I honestly didn't try these ones for so long because I was so hooked on the peach ones and the strawberry ones, and then I tried the apple ones and I was like, I have been missing out for so long. This is my afternoon sweet treat. It's just got no caffeine in it or anything like that, but it still gives you that buzz because right now I'm doing a load of check-ins and I need that energy to give to my beautiful clients. Here in Australia it is mango season, and I have bought about 6 mangoes now, and I just cannot cut them for the life of me. Everyone gets these cute aesthetic mangoes where they turn them inside out. You would have seen the pictures, and I cannot do it for the life of me. So if you have any tips, just please let me know, because I'm going to show you how I try to cut a mango. Oh shit. You know, I actually feel like this is going to be a good one, you know. What gets me is the pip. I don't really understand that. Oh my god. Ah. Wow. The fruit just tastes so much better in a hot country. I will die on that. Fuck, what is that saying? I will die on that bridge. I will die on that army. I will die at that war. I will die on that bridge. I will die on that bridge, or I will die on that hill. Hill. I will die on the hill. I got it. I cannot tell you how much this means to me because I have murdered mangoes. I have never, ever, ever done that. Wow. I always try to pick up something that I've never had before because variety is so good for the gut. I preach about it all the time, and it's so easy to get stuck in the same meals and routines. That was sensational. That was giving Mediterranean. I think it's because of the lemon in it.
I'm having a chicken sandwich, super easy peasy. We'll start with the chicken. I ingredient prep this at the start of the week, so all I have to do is pop it on my sandwich. And then I've got this loaf of bread I get from the health food shop. I've got this bone broth mayo, which I use. Basically, it's just normal mayo, but it's got bone broth in it. And then obviously I'm gonna have some sprouts on there for a little bit of crunch, and as I've been over before in my previous videos, that sprouts are super high in polyphenols, so basically antioxidants, getting rid of free radicals in the body. And then finally, I'm gonna add some beetroot sauerkraut in there. Probably add a little bit of carrots in there just because I've got them, and I like a little bit of crunch. Just thought I would sit down and show you my dinner. So I have got beetroot sauerkraut on here, and this one's got garlic and herbs in it, so it goes nice with a nice comforting dinner. And then I've got pumpkin cubes, which I just pop straight in the air fryer, easy peasy. I've got broccolini, which I cooked in bone broth. Surprisingly, cooks everything in bone broth, and then I just put it in the pan to like sear it off to make it nice and crispy. And then I've got grass-fed steak, eye fillet. I always love eye fillet. I like my steak quite rare. I even overcooked it a little bit for me, which I cooked in ghee. So ghee is clarified butter, and it makes your food taste so good, and it's super nutrient dense as well. I cooked it in ghee and organic crushed garlic to give it a little bit more flavour, and topped it with flaky sea salt. Got my minerals in here. I've got a good variety of veg. So I've got my carb sources, I've got loads of nutrients in there, I've got my fermented food for my gut, and then I just have like the grass-fed steak because it's more nutrient dense, it's hormone free, and it tastes so good. Also, I put balsamic on the top and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. It tastes so good. Some people think salt is bad, but salt is actually good. It's like a key mineral that you need. It stops you from getting cramps, and especially in a place like this where you sweat a lot, you need to replenish your salt all the time. Most electrolytes all electrolytes should have salt in them. It's just salt gets a bad rep when it's added salt. So do you know in ultra processed food, then you can have too much. On the dinner menu tonight, we are having pizzas. So I absolutely love this brand. They do sourdough bagels, and this is actually a sourdough pizza base. So it does say low carb, but I'm not too bothered about that. Yeah, it's basically got sourdough, pea protein in, apple cider vinegar, psyllium husk, so it's got really high in fibre, high in protein, and even better than all that, it's got seeds in it. So if you can see, like, it's seedy, and I love a good texture. So what I'm gonna do is put on my tomato sauce, and then I've also got bone broth, which I'm gonna mix in with the tomato sauce. And then I've got Italian herbs as well, which I'm gonna add in that. And then cheese, and then also extra virgin olive oil. I can't tell you why I have a craving for extra virgin olive oil. I actually love the taste of it. And then basil, of course. So we always have a little plant going on. We actually have a herb garden outside, but this one smells so good. So I'm gonna make that pizza now. Anyways, I'm going to close off my week of eats here, but thank you for watching. I have enjoyed showing you all. Let me know if you'd like more videos like this, more what I eat in the day, or just a full week of eats. Thank you for all your support so far. I am so close to 1,000 subscribers, which is absolutely unreal to say what I'm like 4 or 5 videos in, and I just can't believe the amount of support that I've had so far, so thank you so much. Well, I'm going to do a Q&A when I get to 1,000 subscribers because I would love to get to know you girls a bit more, and I want you to pretty much ask away. So I will pop that on my Instagram over the next couple of days, so look out for that. But I hope you all have the most beautiful week and get eating your nice healthy foods, feeling energized for the week, and I'll catch up with you soon, my lovelies.